Hello and welcome back. Today we talk about the Tamron 10 to 24 millimeters f3.5 to 4.5 II VC HLD. This is a ultra-wide zoom lens for Canon crop sensor DSLRs. Its equivalent focal length it's from 15 to 38 millimeters, and today we're gonna test it on a crop sensor camera, as I said, on this camera on which we're filming right now, the Canon EOS 250D. And we're gonna look at the build quality, the handling, the sharpness, distortion and vignetting, and try to come up with a conclusion how good this is. So let's get started. The first impression it's that the build quality, the materials were greatly improved from the old version, which didn't also had image stabilization. This is pretty useful if you wanna, let's say, shoot some long exposures handheld without a tripod. Also the focus motor, the HLD, it's much quieter and I think also faster than the old version. If we look at the rear end, we can see a metal mount, and we can see it has a gasket, so it has some weatherproof isolation. The front of the lens, it's a bit bigger, so it has a filter thread of 77 millimeters. The max diameter is 83 millimeters. It's not that big, it's not that heavy, it weighs only 440 grams, and its length is 84 millimeters. Let's see, the zoom ring moves very nicely, smooth, but not too loose. It has a distance indicator which goes from 24 centimeters to infinity. It turns very smoothly. It's not noisy. It's a bit tight, small, I can say. And let's see. It can move. Can move almost half turn. Yeah, nice. The switches for autofocus and manual focus are recessed, so you don't accidentally move these. Also for image stabilization, this is really good. You can go to exposure times of 1/4 of a second and maybe even 1/2 of a second, and you can get sharp pictures. This is really nice. It's inside there are 16 lenses grouped in 11 groups, and it has an aperture ring with 7 blades, so you get a nice smooth bokeh. Okay, so now let's see how good does it do. At 10 millimeters, at f3.5, the center very sharp, very good. Something not right in the corner, looks a bit out of focus and maybe a bit moved at f4. It was on a tripod, but still the center tack sharp at f4. We move to f5.6 and still very good, perfect center sharpness at 5.6, and corners trying to catch up. And f8, it's catching up, it's good also in the corners. The same spectacular performance in the center at f11, and we do have now the corners sharp in focus at f16. I don't see a lot of diffraction effect, but it is there. It's a bit soft. And f22, yeah, the diffraction is there. f4 at 15 millimeters. Again, the corners don't look sharp. The center is very good, straight from f4 at 15 millimeters, the same as force at f5.6, and it's the same story at the corners at 5.6. At f8 in the corners we do begin to see some good image, some sharp image. f11, the same performance, very good in the center, and now we have good corners. A bit soft at f16, but not so much. It's good. It's very good. And f22, the optical effects of diffraction, it's there, and it's just physics. You cannot do with it. At 24 millimeters, f4.5, it's good sharpness. f5.6, it's better corners, but still something doesn't look right until f8. The corners now are good. f11, very good center. It's sharp. Sharp also all across the frame. The corners look very good. f16, a bit soft, but still I would say very usable, very good all across the frame. And the f22, it's soft. There's not much you can do there. So to try to come up with a conclusion, I wouldn't bet so much on my results. I will try to come up later with some real examples, some real photos taken with this lens, because something with my setup was not right. Probably the focal plane was not parallel, was not on the book's names, and because all the reviews I've read about this lens says it's pretty sharp. I can compare it with the previous Tamron 10 to 24 millimeters, and I can say it's build quality. It's improved. It does some moisture resistance included. It has image stabilization, which is very handy, very useful for video work, for stills. You can go up to half a second handheld, and it will be sharp. The picture will not be moved, let's say. So it's a probably the best ultra wide angle option for crop sensor Canon DSLRs, or with an adapter the crop sensor mirrorless Canon cameras. And because the price point is not that high, and there are some discounts, some sales around now, so I do recommend it. And as I said, I will try to come up with some examples in a future video. The beginning, if you like the content I'm producing, please don't forget to give a thumbs up, leave a comment, a nice thought in the comments down below, and of course subscribe and click the bell to get the notifications. Till next time, bye bye.